All right, everyone, the time is now 7 o'clock. I want to thank everyone for coming out here tonight. This is going to be a relatively short Q&A. We're just going to talk real quick about our 2016 Camp Leaders Guide, what's inside of it, and a couple tips you can use to get ready for getting ready for camp for this summer, and just a little basic information. It's the holiday season. We don't want to take up a lot of your guys' time, so we're just going to go ahead and begin here real quick. A lot of people are always asking where they can get information about Camp Chawanakee. As always, we have a lot of information already on the websites we have on the council website, seqbsa.org, as well as chawanakee.com, the website you're going to use for merit badge signups this spring. We also have social media pages for Camp Chawanakee set up, so if you want to know what's going on, be sure to like and circle them for future updates, as well as help you stay informed, or if you have questions, you can always talk to us on those as well. So our 2016 Camp Leaders Guide has finally been finished. We've been updating it from the 2015 Leaders Guide, and we are ready to start sending this out here. There are 72 pages of information in there to help you get ready for camp for this summer. So you are going to be receiving a copy if you have already signed up for camp. We are mailing you a printed copy of the book to help you get ready to help read and distribute information. It's also available for download off of the websites right now, so you can feel free to download a copy and send it to all your parents who have questions about camp, to your scout leaders who are getting ready to go. This is a great resource for them to have. Information that's inside the Leader's Guide. It's basically a great one-stop guide to find information about camp. That's why it's 72 pages long. If you're a brand new troop that has never been to Camp Chawanakee before, then this has all the information you're going to need to get started, to get ready for your planning. If you're a returning troop that has been to Camp Chawanakee before, this is still a great resource to have because it gives you a location where you can find questions about any specific details that you might have about camp. If you're not sure when classes are being offered or costs associated or things like that, this is a great resource for you to have handy because you can find some, if there's any specific questions you have, you can browse around through it, through the index, and find what you're looking for. You know, a lot of the things that are included, the most important things that most people tend to focus on is the class listings for the youth and for the adults, the different programs that are offered. You know, if you haven't been to camp before, it also gives directions how to get to camp to help planning. And it also has lots of additional forms that you'll be using up at camp, so you can start laying out your plans to who's going to be doing what up at camp, or if you've got some extra time, if you're taking an extended trip, find additional resources about what's going on. Now, a lot of people ask what's new. A lot of the information from camp from last year is still the same coming into camp for this year. As of right now, there's 3 major updates for this coming summer. The first is that you can see on the screen is we are now offering the fly fishing merit badge as well as the fishing merit badge. Another additional change is Yosemite campsite. Many of you who came to camp last year realized that Yosemite was moved from where it used to be to a new location. Because of the new location, we're actually able to increase the size of Yosemite to 48 campers. There's a lot of large troops that come to camp, and so we're trying to offer them an additional large campsite to host them, so you're not worried about being split up between different campsites. For those of you who weren't up at camp last year, the reason we moved Yosemite campsite is because we are starting construction on our brand new camp dining hall, and Yosemite campsite is the area where it's going to be doing. Okay. If there are any other updates that happen in between now and the start of summer, don't worry. We'll add them to the Leader's Guide and send out a new copy to you all, as well as send out notices to the troops and post them on the website. So any future updates, you'll know about plenty ahead of time. We mentioned that we are in fact starting our new camp dining hall construction. We have, as you can see from the screen picture here, we've cleared out the area where it's going to go, and we hope to start construction this spring as soon as the snow thaws. So now that we've covered the basics of the Leader's Guide, just a couple of heads up for the upcoming month of January. January is when your first payment for camp is going to be due. The way that you figure out what your payment's going to be is you take the number of youth you're bringing and the number of adults, and you multiply that by 100. So if you've got 10 scouts and 5 adults coming, your January payment is going to be $1,500. And that'll be due into the Fresno office by January 15th. You can pay it either two ways. You can either mail a check with a copy of your fee settlement form, or if you go online to the websites, you can actually click the Pay for Camp Online button, fill out the form online, and pay with a credit card or PayPal. Just be aware though, there is a 3% online transaction fee. So if you don't want to pay that, and we definitely understand that can add up very quickly, feel free to mail the check and the fee settlement form. If you have any updates to your numbers, like if you've got an influx of scouts, or if you're not quite sure you've got all the people that are signed up to come to camp, feel free to call the Fresno office or send us an email, and you can adjust your numbers up or down. If you signed up for 20 scouts and you only have 12 signed up right now, we highly encourage you to lower the numbers to what you currently have. That way, you're not paying for scouts who aren't coming just yet. Later on, a month or two, or whenever, if your numbers go up, you can contact us then and we'll adjust the numbers back up. We just want to make sure the units aren't paying for scouts that they think are coming and then end up having to get stuck with a bill for a bunch of people that decided not to come. So another popular question that we get here for camp is, what about older scouts? What can scouts who have been coming to camp for several years now do up at Chawanakee? And the answer is there's still a lot of programs we have that are featured more towards the older scouts. Our Adventure Trek is one of the more popular ones, as well as the climbing and horsemanship and shotgun merit badges. But if your scouts who have been to camp several times, if they're looking for a real opportunity to try something new, we're actually taking applications for staff for Camp Chawanakee. If you've got older scouts who are interested to maybe try a different side of summer camp, to have some different experiences, to help give back to scouts and give them the same experiences they had growing up, we'd like to see them apply for camp staff. It's real simple. We have applications available on our website, as well as an online application you can fill out. And if you've got anyone who's thinking about doing it, we encourage you to do it now, because we're going to be starting to do interviews in the near future, as well as hire our staff. So if they're interested, encourage them to put in an application. It's a great experience. Now we're going to wrap this up here shortly, but we've got a quick little tip here to help troops get ready. During the spring here, a lot of schools will start having kids do medical form for the upcoming year, or if they're involved in sports, it's possible that they'll have a quick physical from the doctor before they start the season. If your scouts are doing this, don't forget, you can send them with a copy of the BSA medical form, and that way when it comes time for summer camp, you've got the medical form signed up already. You don't have to worry about scheduling another appointment, finding out if your insurance is going to cover it later on. This is a great opportunity to make sure you're prepared for the upcoming year. For Camp Chawanakee, you'll have to do the standard BSA medical form, which is available for download off the websites, as well as from scouting.org. And because this is a long-term summer camp, you only have to do parts A, B, and C. Part D is used for high adventure camp, so you don't have to worry about that. And believe it or not, that's all we had lined up for today. Like I said, this was going to be a quick little webinar updating you about information about the Leader's Guide and what you need to be thinking about for upcoming month here for January. And we're going to just take a quick moment here, see if you guys have any questions about anything else. So I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody now. So, does anybody have any questions?
this is Rodney. I'm calling from El Dorado Hills, California, for Troop 645. I kind of came in a little bit late. I missed the part about the leader's guide. Apologize, everybody.
No worries, Rodney.
Is it online? Is it online where I might be able to access that, or is there anything I need to be looking at in particular?
It is available online on Chawanakee.com right now and going up shortly on seqbsa.org, as well as we are mailing a physical copy to all the troops that have a reservation for camp. So you're going to get a printed copy to read over, and you can download it from the website and share it with all the parents and youth and adult leaders in your troop.
Perfect. And then when I came in, you were talking about scouts and adjusting numbers. Could you go just give me the cliff notes on that again?
Certainly. In January, you're having your first camp payment come due, and that's going to be $100 per person coming to camp, both youth and adults. So when it comes time for your January and your March payment, we always encourage you to have current numbers for your reservations. You know, a lot of times we book reservations and people are estimating what they're going to have up at camp. But if you don't have those numbers signed up just yet, we recommend you lower them. That way you're not paying for scouts who aren't coming.
I see. Okay, perfect. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you can always increase your numbers later on as you get closer to camp, or if numbers go down, let us know and we'll take care of you that way. The basic policy for camp for numbers is as soon as you know there's a change, let us know and we'll take care of you.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Any additional questions? Anybody else? All right, well, in that case, we're going to go ahead and wrap up early here tonight. Thank everyone for coming out here. We're going to be having another webinar next month. We'll let you know when the date is settled. If you've got any topics you'd like us to talk about, feel free to send an email to our Fresno office at the joseph.pothas@scouting.org or post it online through our social media websites. Take care, everyone, and have happy holidays.
Thank you, too. Merry Christmas.